Let's see here. Hey, how you doing, investors? Let me come on to the stage. What's going on, investors? I know I wasn't. I knew I said that I was not going to come on live today, but I had to bring a special live today. Willie D had on one of the lawyers where I kind of put 50-50. Sometimes in my book, he's 40-60 on the side of Karmelo Anthony. So today, uh, during break, I caught one of the latest live video that Willie D did on his channel with this defense attorney, Paul Mary. Paul Mary, right? And so let me go and take care of business real quick, and then I'm going to get back with you, okay? So Karmelo Anthony appeal case. We're going to continue the justice for Karmelo Anthony. We're going to keep moving forward. All right. The fight for justice for Karmelo Anthony continues on day 79 as we move deeper into his appeal trial and continue to examine the legal issues, testimony evidence, court proceedings, defense strategies, and unanswered questions surrounding Karmelo Anthony case. Now, I had to take care of that business. Let me go and check this volume. That's good. All right. Now, as I stated, I was not going to come on live today, but this interview with Paul Mari, believe it or not, was so good. I had to give him credit today. And also shout out to Willie D. Shout out to Willie D for this content. Shout out. I do not own the content, but I'm definitely going to give my commentary on it. Now, there is about three videos that I want to show you, maybe 4 videos from that commentary that actually has aligned up with the, how can I say it? We already been talking about this. Even before Karmelo Anthony lawyers got John Roach recused, we had been already talking about this. And definitely we are still talking after Karmelo Anthony motion for a new trial was denied, right? But I saw something that I have to bring to your attention. Now, tonight I am doubled up, and I'm not going to keep you long. I'm going to keep you maybe about an hour and 15-20 minutes based off the conversations, and the videos that I got all together may equal maybe 30 minutes or 35 minutes, so it's not really that long. But I know I like to engage with the investors and go back and forth and read your comments. But I'm going back to the but. Something is going on. Listen, like I said, Paul, he's this gentleman over here, Paul Mary. It's sometimes when Willie D would bring him on the on his show regarding Nolan Wales, we were like iffy. A lot of times that I honestly said that many times that Willie D brought him on, he was promoting himself as an offense attorney for all potential customers that he could probably gather in the future. And regarding the Karmelo Anthony case, I really didn't see them touch on it that much, or Paul Mari touch on it that much, and maybe I missed some of their interviews. But today, I definitely like what I saw today and heard today. This is what I'm trying to say. The big but people is starting to see exactly what happened to Karmelo Anthony in that case in Collins County. Listen, what you say, Tony? I said, but there's a lot of people that was 50-50, maybe leaning not to supporting Karmelo Anthony, now considering all the facts that came out in the, believe it or not, the motion for a new trial. Now, you already know I've told you several times, our distractors, they saw that as a win, but we knew better. If we sat back and listened, we knew better. When we put all the pieces together, we knew better. You mean to tell me he didn't have a record? You mean to tell me this wasn't written down, this wasn't documented? And we already know this. And if you don't know it, if you have not experienced life to a point where you don't understand, if it's not documented, it is hearsay. If you have not experienced life to a point where you don't understand, if it's not documented, it doesn't exist. Now, no matter the age, think about a receipt. If you don't have something, let's say if you bought something, even a car or even anything, if you don't have documentation or a bill of sale or a receipt, it really don't exist. You have to go through all these extra steps to prove that it existed. Well, coming up to Karmelo Anthony new motion for a new trial, even though they didn't have a receipt that documented the gentleman's agreement and all the unconstitutional violations that Collin County did. And guess what? We have that receipt now. Now, this lawyer, I'm going to give him credit. Now, tomorrow he may come back with something different. But what I saw in the video today, even he is like, he done turned that 50 to 50 or that 40 to 60 into an 80 and 20 based off everything that came out of last week. What day was that? Thursday? Last Thursday we was together. That was the first day of Karmelo Anthony new motion for a new trial. Friday, which will be tomorrow, will be exactly 1 week when Karmelo Anthony's second day motion for a new trial went on 2 whole entire days. And listen, even though it didn't work out in our favor, guess what? That means we had, listen now, that means we had about 17 to 18 hours of documented record of what happened in the first trial and also the motion for a new trial. So, hey, that's going to work in our favor. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get to it because, like I said, I only got maybe an hour 20, hour 15 minutes before I got to get ready for my new lives. But like I'm saying, because it happened 2 days, and even though everybody was, and even he going to say he was riding off the momentum, Paul, the defense attorney, Paul Murray said, he was riding off the momentum of the recuser of John Roach. And he even thought that Karmelo Anthony was going to get a new trial. Did you hear what I'm saying? Let's pause there. A man, a lawyer, where I have watched him be 50-50 or 40-60, leaning on Karmelo Anthony's side, even he said he is surprised Karmelo Anthony didn't get a new trial. So exactly what happened behind the scenes, we may never know. Even he said he wished that Judge Chitty would have gave you some type of reasoning on why he didn't grant it. But even, I gotta say, even he said he surprised Karmelo Anthony did not get a new trial. But this is where we at. This is where we at, and we're gonna move forward. Okay, we're gonna move forward. Now, somebody sent me something last night, and I read it today. And this right here is, matter of fact, I'm gonna say that. Karmelo Anthony father and family, they Avesta sent me last night a post on Facebook that I'm gonna clip up and upload this out there. These video clips are playing. Okay, so I already got 3 loaded up. One I'm going to play on the screen. I didn't have time, but let's listen to what this defense attorney. Listen, also, if you have not watched my video from last night regarding my discussion with ChatGPT, even though it was for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only, if you have not watched my live last night with the Vestas and ChatGPT, even though ChatGPT was giving me so many disclaimers, if you have not watched that live, you got to go out and watch that live at least before Sunday, because the weekend is coming up. You at least want to go out and listen to what my conversation with ChatGPT regarding this case, and you'll be surprised. But let me go ahead and start this first this video here. I already got it queued up. I don't have it cropped up, snipped up, but I got it where I want to start it at. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you real quick. And in the meantime, I'm going to be cropping up this message that Karmelo Anthony mother and father wanted to send all the supporters. Okay, excuse me. Let me go ahead and share this right here.
It's for all of y'all out there, y'all Billy Badasses out there. Everybody ain't playing. Everybody ain't scared of you. And even if somebody is scared of you, you know, a scared person will hurt you. You scare a person enough, they'll hurt you. I believe Karmelo was scared. I believe Karmelo was scared of Austin. Usually when people are not afraid of somebody, they don't use a weapon. If I ain't afraid of you, man, come on, what you want to do then? Well, come on. But he used a weapon because he was afraid. So I'm looking at it like, man, you know, Austin, that was my dog. That's my partner. I love him. That's my friend, my cousin, whatever my relationship was to him. I would have to look at that and say, I hate that that happened. But, you know, life tells me that's how it goes. I knew that that day would probably come if he didn't change his ways. Karmelo told the judge he voluntarily chose not to testify. Now, how damaging is that record now?
Well, I think we're going to find out more in hindsight, because the question really is, that was a decision, but what did Karmelo know and not know when he made that decision? What did he know about the evidence that was available? What did he know about the evidence that could have been presented and wasn't? So that, you know, he made the choice based on, I hope, a certain amount of information. But was it all the information? If the answer is no, then his decision is limited, right? Like I always tell clients, you don't have to like what I tell you. I'm not here to give you good news or bad news. I'm here to give you the news. I need you to know everything so you can make an informed decision with me. You need to know what's going on. I need you to know the good and the bad, because I need you to make an informed decision. Did Karmelo, we know he made a decision. Did he make an informed decision? I don't know the answer to that. And we've not heard Karmelo's participation or lack thereof, or knowledge or lack thereof, not just about the gentleman's deal, but about what the gentleman's deal was about. So I definitely call into question Karmelo's ability to even be able to answer that in an honest way to himself, right? So it's very hard. You know, yes, he would have made that decision. And most defendants don't testify because I think, you know, the prosecutor, and you were there, the prosecutor made literally said the quiet part out loud. I wanted him to testify. I was hoping he would testify. I was like salivating for the opportunity for Karmelo to testify, because I was going to ravage him on cross.
So let me pause. We already know that Bill Wirskye, that is a total lie, because when the conversation came up and we showed in Mike Howard's affidavit that, hey, they didn't want Karmelo Anthony to testify. The judge and the prosecution said, we didn't think he was going to testify. And that's when it really got heated between Mike Howard and also the judge, Roach, and also Bill Wirskye. Y'all remember we went over that in the Mike Howard's affidavit? Mike Howard even said, well, what you mean? It constitutional 101, defense attorney 101, everybody knows the defendant has to testify. Well, see, they pushed back and said, well, if Karmelo Anthony testify, you know, that would fall into that would open the doors and violate the gentleman's agreement. And Mike Howard even had an issue with that. He basically said, well, Karmelo Anthony, 99.99% is ready to testify. So this is what this is speaking about. Let me set the stage. This is exactly what it's speaking about. And if you haven't been here longer than 10 times, 9 times, 8 times, you know exactly in the paragraph of the affidavit that I'm talking about. Now, with the prosecution, they want to get up there, even though, y'all, so even when Thelma said this weekend that these old MFers, they don't even know what was in the affidavit. I'm sorry, what was in the gentleman's agreement that they came up with. And guess what? Now, that is even on the record. Why y'all think everybody done got quiet? Why y'all think everybody has got quiet? I told you on Saturday night or Sunday night, everybody, they was hooping and hollering, hooray, hooray. Karmelo stays inside federal prison. But maybe when they woke up the next day and they started thinking about exactly what happened, they finally got to see the move that Russell Wilson just executed in Collins County because that court reporter, whoever it is, I don't know if it's Jane Duggar or not, whoever that court reporter is, they had to type up every word that was said. But let me keep going. But this is what this particular segment is about, okay? Why do y'all think, for real though, why do you think everybody has gotten quiet again? Let me play this. Think about what I'm saying. And I'm gonna say this joker right here on the screen, even he don't woke up. Even he has woke up. Let me play this.
No, prosecutors feel that way because they rarely get the chance. I don't hear them say it out loud on the record in court. That was wild. And that's what you have to look out for, because as a defense attorney, I can put my client up. I can walk him through our narrative. I can walk him, I can prep him. But once cross-examination starts, if the questions are legally appropriate, they're fair game. And now, you know, Karmelo's not an attorney. He's not an experienced witness. And people react differently in discomfort. You know, sometimes people have a nervous laugh, a nervous tick, they'll cry. Karmelo could have responded honestly and innocently in a way that could have been misinterpreted, right? Sometimes you'll smirk at someone when they ask you a question because you know the question is so outlandish. Like, how could you ask me that? And a jury may say he's scoffing, he's not taking it seriously, he's guilty. It's very delicate. You have to really, and Karmelo, you know, again, he's a young adult. He's a young man. He doesn't have the life experience that you and I have. He doesn't have the legal experience. He doesn't have the testimonial experience and the expert witness. It's very daunting to sit on that chair, in a witness chair, and to know not only are all eyes on you, but all your chips are in the middle. But I need to know, what did Karmelo know? What did Karmelo think? What did Karmelo say about the choice? Because as a defense attorney, as a trial attorney, I make 99% of the decisions ultimately about how I conduct the trial. But the one decision I can never make is, does my client testify? It's always their choice. I can tell them it's a bad idea or you need to on this one, but they have to decide. So, but you can't decide if you don't know all the information.
So what they're saying, basically saying is, even though Karmelo Anthony had to stand up and tell the judge Roach that he was not going to testify, what this lawyer is saying that the appeal panel will take that in consideration. They would try to find that answer where why didn't Karmelo Anthony testify? And we already know, according to the affidavit, John Roach only gave his lawyers 10 minutes. 10 minutes. After all of this stuff that has come down, they hit Karmelo Anthony, Mike Howard hit Karmelo Anthony with so much legal terms and jargon. He had 10 minutes to decide the advantages of testifying, the disadvantages of testifying, premeditated murder, manslaughter, gross negligence, and all the other legal stuff in 10 minutes. Then Collin County came out and said, "Oh no, we gave him 30 minutes." Well, that's no better. That's no better. That's no better. In some employees around the United States only give their employees 30 minutes, and even that, you almost choking on your sandwich or drinking as much as you can, because 30 minutes. What is 30 minutes? What is 30 minutes? And man, but let's keep going. What's 30 minutes to decide? Either he just said, or he's going to say, 99% of what happened in the trial, that is the onus of the offense attorney. He just said that the only element that he can control if his client wants to testify or not. But everything else, he said 99%, the onus is on him on how the trial will be conducted. So really, well, let me keep playing.
Very tough. I think we're going to learn more about that in the time to come.
Could Karmelo Anthony's text messages, could that have destroyed his self-defense if admitted?
Not the self-defense, but if it was admitted, his character, that's what would have been hurt. And they would have painted him in such a bad light that this is who he is. He's a troublemaker. It didn't prove, the text messages don't prove he was out to unalive someone. They don't prove he was out to hurt white people or hurt these twins, but that he was in a certain mental state. And again, without the girlfriend, you're reading the text message in a very serious, honest, intentional manner. We don't know it's really a game. We don't have context for it. And it places him in a state of mind where he is dangerous. He's dangerous. He's unhinged. He's saying it by his own words. So I think that was the concern, that it paints him in, this is who Karmelo is. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is about. And this is why this happened. Mm-hmm. I think that's the concern. But again, Karmelo reacted. Karmelo was very peaceful and calm and quiet when he went there. And the trouble came to him. So that's why you have to really weigh. I think Austin's stuff is more damaging to who we were led to believe Austin was.
Let me tell you something, man. Look, I want to be very, very, very crystal clear. I'm not saying that Austin deserved to die, but I am saying that it is very important that everybody, every last one of us, keep our hands to ourselves, and that we are held accountable for our actions. It appears to me that this court, the jury, the judge, the prosecutor, they did not consider the role that Austin played in his death.
Right.
It was like, he's just a completely innocent person. This just death came to him. Like, no, he went searching for death. He went messing with somebody. He put his hands on somebody, and he got what he got. Now, we understand that logic in most cases. But, when it's a race thing, we start like, we start picking and choosing. We start picking and choosing when it's.
Oh, listen, I'm going to read one of them articles. How come all of a sudden, did y'all remember them clips that I was playing that Jeff Metcalf last week when he was talking to Chris Como? Y'all remember that clip? And he was standing up there against the wall with the Austin Metcalf Foundation, whatever you want to call, hanging from the ceiling. And you remember he said, one day I will be able to forgive Karmelo Anthony. How come 4 hours ago? Well, now it could be about 6 hours ago. Jeff Metcalf all of a sudden has forgiven Karmelo Anthony. We're going to read one of those. To all of my Shedeur Sanders vessels, just hold on. I'm coming. But I want to let y'all know, Jeff Metcalf all of a sudden said he has forgiven Karmelo Anthony. What? Okay.
When it's a race thing. The way I subscribe to the idea that if you pick a fight and you get your ass whooped, you don't get to decide that you are the victim. When you look at the George Zimmerman case with Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman started that fight. He went over there, he accosted Trayvon Martin. If he don't accost Trayvon Martin most likely is still alive and well, and also George Zimmerman is alive and well, because right now, from what I understand, he's depressed and homeless and all kinds of stuff as a result of that Karmelo Anthony altercation and murder.
Okay.
He picked the fight, started getting his ass whooped, and pulled out a gun. Typical. Started getting whooped, pulled out a gun, right? So if you pick a fight, I'll use myself. I'll pick the fight once.
Okay, so y'all can go back and watch Willie D for that particular part, okay? So everything else I already have clipped up. Here we go. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Hey, listen, I know we got a troll in the room, and I know, hey, I got 33 mods right now. And mods, guess what? Just let Nisha EAT breathe a little bit. Because I want to show y'all the degenerates in the world. Now, according to them, this is over. Why are you still talking about? Why are you still here then? Let that troll breathe a little bit. Let him breathe, because I'm monitoring them a little bit. Let him breathe. Let's go to the second video. But watch this, y'all. So that was at the back end of the middle of the interview today, okay? This is going to get to the gusto. Listen, come on to the stage.
Well, I don't know that he got that.
Tell me what you think, make of this, Jack. So I'm sitting there inside of the courtroom, and I look up, and Bill Wirskye, the prosecutor, tells the judge, Your Honor, you mind, before the judge gave him approval, he tells the judge, you don't mind if I shake a hand of a good friend of mine, right? And he shakes the hand of Mike Howard, Karmelo Anthony's former defense attorney, who helped him get 35 years in prison. What do you make of that?
I don't like it. I don't like it for a few reasons. One, I think that's just a really bad play in front of all of us. You know, to the extent you know him as a colleague, you've had cases against him, maybe you used to work together at the office, whatever it is, you didn't need the permission. Like, before and after hearings, out of respect, I will shake the hand of opposing counsel, because to us, it's not personal. We're doing our jobs. I win some, I lose some. Okay, counselor, see you next time, whatever it is. After a jury trial, whether I win or lose, it's kind of showing respect to pugilists in a ring, right? When the fight is over, despite what you said, okay, well done, I respect you, and that's it. You don't need to announce to everyone, hey, I'm gonna shake his hand. It was like this. Everything about what the prosecutor did at the hearing was slimy. It was just slimy. And now, because he had to make such a point that, like, I need permission, again, if I'm the appellate attorney, if I'm doing everything in the best interest of Karmelo, I'm going to say, how close was their relationship? Did the defense counsel maybe inherently hold back because he felt some kind of, gentleman's obligation to opposing counsel? Like, could he have done more? Was he pulling his punches because, they kind of know each other to agree? Like, I am friendly with a lot of opposing attorneys, a lot of prosecutors, and I give them holy hell at the hearing. They know I'm going to do it. That's what and they expect it. I'm not shy about it. It's not because I don't like them or like them. It's because my obligations to my client, and they know that's my job, and they respect what I need to do and what I'm trying to do. I don't need to announce to the judge, I'm going to shake the prosecutor's hand. It's slimy. It throws a weird shade on everything. And if I'm the appellate attorney, I'm using everything at my disposal to say, what was that all about? Why was that necessary? Should we be questioning the loyalties of trial counsel? Maybe. But the whole thing was just unnecessary. It was like this play to show he's this good guy that he is not.
Right, exactly. I absolutely agree with you. That prosecutor is a problem, man. That prosecutor, he got that good old boy mentality. He's entitled. He know he has the deck stacked, and he's just really, really arrogant. To watch him, like, he's really, I'm talking about, like, really, really arrogant. He's really arrogant. The prosecutor, Bill Wirskye, he and what's his name, Toby Shook, they used to prosecute together. Toby Shook was the second chair for Carmelo Anthony. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they used to prosecute together. To me that's an automatic conflict of interest right there. They used to,
Here's the issue. A lot of prosecutors and public defenders go into private practice. And so it's extremely common for either of those sides, especially prosecutors, when they go into private practice, if they like criminal law, you can't be a private prosecutor. You're now going to be a defense attorney. Like, I'm a former prosecutor. So I, in Brooklyn, New York, and then I went to defense work. So even knowing I would ultimately go probably into defense work, into private practice, you go and you learn the skills. A prosecutor, one of the reasons you would become a prosecutor if you like criminal law is to learn the trade, learn the craft. And quite frankly, for me, it's always great to learn the tactics of your adversary, right? If you want to beat your adversary, know how they work, know how they operate, know the office. I mean, it's invaluable. It's invaluable to know firsthand how a prosecutor thinks. Because I can say to myself, if I'm the prosecutor, what would I do? And then how do I outsmart myself? I always want to think the prosecutor knows what I know. How would I defeat that? And if he didn't know it, I'm even at a more strategic advantage. So I'm not as much as a rush to say because I used to work in the office, because man, most defense attorneys are, half of them are going to be former prosecutors somewhere. But if you're a legitimate defense attorney, that was the past, that was a skill, that was a job, and now I'm on a different team. It's like on a baseball. If a player was on one team and got traded, you don't throw the game for the team you used to be on.
So basically, Mike Howard, conflict of interest. They're going to move forward, and he's going to say, which we already had talked about early in this case, when it came about the prosecution and Judge Roach, and now we see Mike Howard. Everybody should have recused themselves from this case. Yes, even the prosecutor, because they could have brought in another prosecutor that was not aware of or had some type of interactions, had knowledge of, a prior knowledge of, a personal relationship, a professional relationship with Jeff Metcalf. Everybody should have been recused in this case. Everybody. Mike Howard, you should have been recused. Mike Howard. That means, do you know what Bill Wirskye did when he asked the judge? Now, isn't this funny? Why would Bill Wirskye stand up and ask the judge, Chitty, could he go over and shake the hands of his friend, which was Mike Howard? So basically, Mike Howard was friends with the prosecution. We already know that Toby Shook was friends with the prosecutor. So everybody knew everybody, and everybody was friends with everybody. And even this attorney say, that was slimy to do. Who does that? But see, Bill Wirskye, he was trying to show his hand, but he tilted it too heavy. So now, when his case gets up to the Fifth Court of Appeals in Texas, guess what? The Russell Wilson team, they've already documented that. Everybody should have been recused, but it's okay. Before the world knows it, especially the Carmelo Anthony distractors know it, this case, it would be breaking news, unless they ain't over here in our comments or whatever, because mainstream media, and he's going to talk about this lawyer here, he's going to talk about what mainstream media did to Carmelo Anthony. He called him out. I already called out mainstream media. I have called out mainstream media. I'm going to say at least since day 40. At least since day 40. But now I'm definitely calling out mainstream media. And if you're going to make headlines about the prosecution, it released troves of evidence that the jury didn't see. And if you're going to speak about the text messages that was taken out of context, why didn't you speak about the video, the actual original video that came out in court that the prosecution received on May the 8th of 2026, which actually is the same date that the that the prosecution met with Mike Howard and pressured him or influenced him to go along with this gentleman's affidavit, because that lets us know if let's put two and two together. Let's put two and two together. Now, see, before Frisk turned over that videotape, they was talking to Mike Howard about a gentleman's agreement because they knew who them twins were. This right here should solidify in our head that, yeah, they already know who Metcalf was and his twins and his wife. Let's not forget about his wife. They knew who the Metcalf twins were. They knew that. The prosecution knew that. John Roach knew that. But isn't it ironic of such a major confidence that the same day that Frisk actually turned over the original video to the prosecution, and I showed you in the affidavit, that's when they really wanted to sit down with Mike Howard and talk about a gentleman's agreement. We only gonna stick with what happened under the tent. Well, damn, prosecutor. Well, if that's the case, why did you doctor and distort what actually happened under the tent? So this proves to us that once the crystal clear video, that evidence is submitted with the packet to the Fifth Court of Texas appeal, right? They're going to see that original video. And y'all, as I state, it could be, even though Karmelo Anthony had to sit a little bit months, or maybe to a year, over a year, according to ChatGPT in Texas, the normal timeline is 9 months. But let's just go and say 15 months, 16 months, whatever. It's definitely shorter than 17 to 35 years. 17 to 35 years. But once they see that crystal clear video, dismiss. And guess who's going to have to, and then it's going to be a big press conference. It's going to be a big press conference. Just like being Crumps, it's going to be a big press conference. And guess what, y'all? Because now that everything is on the record, on the official record, y'all remember, let's not forget now, before Nolan Wells lost his life up there in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, Ben Crump was already assigned to Karmelo Anthony case as a civil rights attorney. So guess what just happened? And maybe this is why Collins County is quiet. Because you mean to tell me that the record has annotated documentation of what the gentleman agreement was and all of the civil rights that was violated for Karmelo Anthony? That means that Ben Crump and his office, whoever he's going to hand this packet over to, now guess what? They got grounds to sue. Even before Karmelo Anthony appeal packet get up to the Fifth Court of Appeals, that means Ben Crump already has everything he needs to go ahead and file a civil lawsuit against Collin County and the state of Texas. This is what they're not saying. Think about it. That record that was that's being in the process of drafted up, because hey, you got to include that to the Fifth Court of Appeals. This should be a high priority for whoever the court recorder is. Once they get that, all Ben Crump has to do is already put it inside of all of those other documents on top of the file, and that will be on the bottom of the file, and just insert that whole entire record from the motion for a new trial. Ooh, what? Why y'all think Texas is, why they're not celebrating? They should be celebrating a little bit more, right? Because if it was us, I still would be here on YouTube celebrating Karmelo Anthony new trial. So why they ain't celebrating, y'all? If this was such a big win for Collins County, why are they not celebrating? Right? Because if it was us, man, we'll still be ooh. Where those fans at? We would still be popping fans and boots on the ground. What? So why ain't they celebrating? All right, let me go to the next video.
Both of those arguments are submitted. Let's pass the appeals. Let's say a new trial is granted, and you got both of those arguments are going to come up, right? They come up. Let's say both lawyers are equal in their presentation. Which of those
Here we go.
which of those series of text messages are more damaging?
For me, it's Austin's.
Woo.
Because say what you will about I'm going to address both. Say what you will about Karmelo's text, about he wants to kill someone, he wants to hurt someone, he wants to lick blood, whatever the comments are. Karmelo was not the one who was the initial aggressor. Karmelo was not the one to put hands first.
And if you got Mike Howard's affidavit, go to Karmelo Anthony Appeal Packet Exhibit 10, paragraph 23. What the prosecution said he knew we don't have to talk about the ambiguous aggressor rule because he knows that the primary aggressor was Austin Metcalf. And listen, I'm still going to get back to the transcripts, but hey, for all of those two witnesses that testified for the prosecution, let's not forget each one of them describe Austin Metcalf as the primary aggressor. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so for all this talk about Karmelo wanting to kill people, he's out there. Karmelo didn't act first. All right, Karmelo went over there and calmly sat down with his book bag on his back, okay, like a gentleman, like a good young guy. Okay, he did not look for this. Okay, whereas now we learn Austin. To me, that raises serious questions about what was Austin's mindset when he saw Karmelo. Because now what we're talking about is Karmelo is black. And we know Austin has no issue vocalizing and verbalizing issues with black people.
Hatred.
So
it's hatred for black people.
Okay, so it's hatred, right? So this is not just about, I don't want Karmelo there because I don't know him, because he's from an opposing team.
Oh gosh, why did I do that? Hold on.
To your team. You got a new family, a new team, and you got to be all in or do not play this game because it's only someone else's life that's on the line. So typically you wouldn't have that happen, but it can happen where they're just too close, which is why sometimes you have to bring up, look, I need you to know.
And also, it was Judge Roach that covered up Metcalf. Let's not forget about that SA assault. Let's not forget about that assault, y'all. That drug assault. That grape assault. And also, wasn't it Judge Roach Jr. or John Roach Sr. that filed their divorce paperwork? Now, divorces, marriages, births, what they call it? Marriages, divorces, deaths, and also births. Isn't that public record? I may got one or two added in there, but divorces, weddings, deaths, all that's public record, right? But they sealed up Metcalf, Austin's autopsy and divorce decree. But it's okay. Listen, Megan has to deal with that. Megan has to deal with that. And then we already see what they produced in Austin and Hunter Metcalf. We already know behind the scenes it was a brutal living in there. That means not just Jeff putting his hands on her. That means the two young boys that she gave birth to, they picked up those behaviors and they started putting their hands on their own mother. Even when they told girls, my hands are bisexual. What? I said, what? I said, do they even like women? Did these boys even like women? Now, we know that Hunter already took up with his brother's deceased girlfriend, diabolical nastiness. So do y'all see their mindset? See, now we getting a picture of actually what was in their household. Because we all said it was odd. Well, hold on. Going to the prom is one thing, but you moved out your mother's house into your dead brother's girlfriend house, and you, God dang. Listen, I was thinking today when I was driving, discussing these two twins right here, and y'all remember when I called them Chuckies last week when their behavior came out and their arrest record and all those details. But see, even me, I kind of giggled a little bit, but then I was driving and I said, I was listening to the same video and I was like, man, I called them Chuckies. But let's just paint the accurate picture of what we all need to see regarding this one right here that lost his life and the other one that's identical to him. Let's picture these Chuckies. We only got one where one Chucky was taken care of, but this other Chucky. Imagine the other Chucky that is walking around Texas, 6'2" and 213 pounds. Imagine Chucky, the dog, 6'2", 213 pounds. So right now he's undercover, right? It's undercover. He's still undercover, right? But if somebody triggered him or if he don't get a control of his impulses, we will hear about Hunter Metcalf one day in the future if he don't get this under wraps. But we definitely go hear from him on it. If they get a new trial, he will definitely be called to the stands. And we get to see that. But he better keep that under wraps. Whoever is around that 6'2", 200 plus Chucky, y'all better not trigger him. If not, we'll definitely hear from him again. Think about it. 6'2", 213 pound Chucky still walking around Texas. Oh, okay.
Prosecutor, he's my child's godfather, and he's at my house every weekend, and I need to disclose that. Does anyone have an issue? Yes, we have an issue. Okay, we got to recuse that party. We've seen that happen when there are legitimate personal relationships. That happens, but you should be more ethical and upstanding and, notify everyone and give everyone the chance to say, no, it's okay, or no, it's not okay. Thank you for letting us know. If they had this like insipid behind the doors, they were closer than we thought, it's fair to bring up because things not only did not go Karmelo's way, but decisions were made that are highly questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Hopefully we've given you some insight and
I still got one more
value to this broadcast. The goal here, fam, is just to kind of like what I try to do is I want to bring attorneys like Jack on to try to educate us a little bit more on the legal process.
We appreciate it.
We just firing off the hip, as just laymen, as just regular people who see injustice. We see things.
But listen, even with me being a layman and with you being a layman, don't let no one convince you that whatever we're talking about online or whatever stuff you put in these comments and social media and everything, don't let nobody make you feel small because you're a layman. Because guess who fills up these juries? It's the layman. Guess who fill up these corner offices? It's the layman. Say what you said, Tony. I said, just because we're laymen, that does not mean that what we're doing over here, all these independent research, all these conversations that we having, even with ChatGPT, because if you are a registered voter in your state, that means anytime you could be called up to be jury duty. And guess who's going to fill up the jury duty stand? It's the layman. It's the layman. So that's why the legal system don't never put their mouth on the layman. Okay, you'll never hear a prosecutor. Oh, matter of fact, Bill Wirskye. He knock. You remember what you said about the public and also content creators? They influenced this case in a negative way. Well, Bill Wirskye, let's not forget some of those same content creators could actually live in your county that may see your name on the ballot and say, oh, hell no, and select somebody else to take your position. Trust me, it is us that put these people in these positions. It is us, the laymen, that put these people in those positions. If we vote for them or don't vote for them, it is us. We're the ones that have the power. In America, it is us. We're the ones that change the laws. It is us. And let's not Look, we already know what the black community has done for the United States of America history in the justice system. It is us. And the next one that's going to change laws for the legal system, the whole entire Department of Justice, is Karmelo Anthony. Once Russell Wilson get finished with this case, and I hope I got it in this clip right here. And yeah, I'm getting emotional right now. But once Russell Wilson get finished with this case, he will destroy Texas from the ground up. Collins County, what? You may even have to get Collins County renamed. What? Once Russell Wilson gets finished with Collins County, and if U.S. Representative Ken Paxton has anything to do with this, or AG Texas, let's not forget, Fallon, 50-50 could be on that ballot this year, midterms. We're talking about 60 to 70, 75 to 80 days from now. But I definitely know that Texas AG Ken Paxton, his name is definitely on that ballot on the top line. Incumbent. And if you go incumbent, get his ass out of office. And trust me, John Roach, and I'm glad you put this up here. I was thinking about the same thing. I said, you know what? Since everybody know everybody and everybody know everybody, is this why? Well, see, he's already been recused. But is it and thank you so much. Let's not forget Judge Sid Hall, who actually did the right thing. Thank you so much, Judge Sid Hall, for doing the right thing, for recusing John Roach. But for John Chitty, who by your picture, you were definitely not a young man. So what are you struggling with behind closed doors, knowing that we was asking for just to give this young man a new trial? We didn't ask you to dismiss this case. All we only wanted was a new and fair trial. Eventually, he will get it. It is a marathon. Now we got to wait a little longer, but all we wanted was just a new trial. Would it hurt anybody just to give him a new trial after everything you heard? A new trial. But understand, and I agree with you, Humi. I don't know if I said it last week, but I definitely thought about it in the midnight hour when looking up at the ceiling at night and said, I cannot believe this has happened. It came up. I said, well, maybe he didn't for some whatever reason, even though John Roach was recused from the case. I said, is it because he denied the motion for new trial to at least save face for John Roach because he's supposed to retire in 6 months? Well, John Roach, let me tell you one thing, baby. Karmelo Anthony may not be in the grave that y'all definitely dug for him to be in, but you got your own skeletons and ghosts now, and your own thoughts and your own conscience that is definitely is starting to rise up. And one thing, if you know anything about retirement, have y'all noticed that when people retire, they got to find something to do because it's just in their nature? But everybody, trust me, when John Roach, he retires and he has his retirement parties and all the accolades and all the cakes and champagne, there's going to get a motion of quietness that's going to visit him and speak louder than any alarm system in the world could just go off in his head. Oh, what you saying, Tony? I said John Roach also. That same quietness that come and visit Karmelo Anthony every night when the lights go out in federal prison, that same darkness is going to come visit John Roach if it's not already there. But it's going to come, and everybody got to face it. Everybody got to face it, even you, John Roach, and Bill Wirskye, by the sight of you and the way that people describe you too. Let me tell you one thing. If Sean, what's his name, Grayson, God took matters in his own hands and he's not here no more. And we all don't know when God has a date beside our name in his book that he has, but everybody got a date. And Lord, and like I say, it'll be funny if God calls them home, wink, wink, even for natural causes, of course. But everybody you got to account for what you do here. You got to account for what you do here. And even y'all know Karmelo Anthony. This is the thing that gets me about this case. Even they know Karmelo Anthony was self-defending himself, but they lied. They went through all of this rigmarole of a mock trial of self-defense, and you even changed the definition of provocation. What? Just to make sure you stick it to Karmelo Anthony. Oh, John Roach. Oh, John Roach. Let me go and play this right here. Oh, John Roach. Oh, Bill Wirskye. Oh, what's his name? Shook. Even Mike Howard would get visitors when it comes to that conscience. Even if you're on the golf court, your conscience is going to be there. That darkness is going to shine in the middle of that sun, and something that's going to say, you know you was wrong. What? This young man was innocent. And you sitting here for 35 years, John Roach. And you the one that gave the punishment? John Roach. Oh, John, you is the one that gave the Look, it was the prosecution that presented the case. It was the jury. Oh, 12 people. Oh, Collins County ain't forgot about you, jury. You toss it and turn into, because his hands and his life, if anything happened to Karmelo Anthony inside of that prison, his blood is on all y'all hands and on Collins County. Oh, you 12 juries ain't forgot about you too. You will see yours too. Oh, you would definitely see yours too. See, because right now, they all should be praying that nothing don't happen to Karmelo Anthony, because just the innocent of the blood. Let it be spilled. Let it be spilled. Oh, the Black community, we're going to get together. We're gonna pray, and we're going to cry, and we're going to say, God, rest his soul. That's all the Black community going to do. And then guess what? We're going to turn it over to God's hand and let God deal with the rest of it. See, because this is one thing they don't forget about the Black community. We are a community that stands together, and we have been through too much tragedy. And we know now, you know what? Turn it over to God's hand. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a few of us, if it comes to that, get out in the streets. I understand the emotion and the hurt and the pain. But I'm trying to tell you, just like Sean Grayson found out almost 2 years to the date when he took Sonia Massey's life, we can't get them like God can. And for the people that don't believe in God, we ain't talking about you. Just put me on mute for a second, and I'm going to play the last video, but we can't get them like God can. Even Jeff Metcalf, Megan Metcalf, even y'all have a hands in this too. Why y'all know who y'all sons were, and y'all sitting up there in the first trial acting like your son was the victim. And you didn't even know that the background of your son was going to come out in 73 days after you found Karmelo Anthony guilty. You found him guilty too, Metcalfs. Because just like you came out and you confronted Karmelo Anthony parents outside, boy, you could have said, Jeff, I'm pretty sure my son has a history of targeting Black kids. And I pray that the prosecution does not file charges against Karmelo Anthony. Jeff Metcalf, you was the first one that actually you're the first one that actually start digging that hole for Karmelo Anthony, because you knew who your sons were. Megan Metcalf outside that house with Hunter, you said you know who your son was. Y'all was the first one that started digging that hole for Karmelo Anthony. And I do not pray that you get any rest. Don't. If the Anthony family is not getting rest, I pray that the Metcalf family do not get rest also. This is justice. And what they have just introduced into this case is spiritual justice. For Collins County, John Roach and his family, Bill Wirskye and his family, who else? Everybody involved, Mike Howard, everybody, spiritual justice. Spiritual justice. Okay, you can't do right? Twice. Because even you, Bill Wirskye, you could have said, yeah, go ahead and give Karmelo Anthony. Yeah, just like you said that you was the one that offered that agreement, you could have said, go ahead and give him. This is exactly what Bill Wirskye could have did on the first day Carmelo Anthony new trial, stood up and said, based off everything that has transpired, and yes, I'm the one that offered the gentleman's agreement after reviewing my own actions in this case. I'm going to request Judge Chitty go ahead and grant Carmelo Anthony a motion for a new trial. Bill Wirskye. That's all you had to do. And then you also could have said, I'm going to request his defense attorney to also be granted a motion for changing venue, right? I'm pretty sure Judge Chitty would have had to actually, grant those motions. But Bill Wirskye, you could have recommended that. You could have recommended this. You had in your power on August the 20th and the 21st, you could have rectified this and say, you know what? After looking at my own behavior, after 73 days of finding this young man guilty, I'm going to recommend him get a new trial. But you couldn't do that. Let me go ahead and play this last video.
You cannot rule out, and in fact, you have to include that in Austin's head, there is now a racial component to his actions, okay? And, I've said with you before, some of the worst things that we do to each other as humans is through emotional hatred, i.e. racism, right? It's not grounded in logic. There's no reasoning that says I should not like you because you are darker than I am. And we've made that up. We've made that up to hate each other. So there's no logical reason to be racist towards Carmelo. Carmelo didn't do anything to you, so he's there. He committed the sin of living, of existing in your personal space, okay? And we know Austin's a big guy. He's a football player. He's probably got some aggression. He's also a young adult. He's probably got a lot of testosterone flowing. He's got his twin brother there, all right? So we got, freaking Frack over here. You got the twin titans. That's got to be emboldening. I mean, you always see people kind of have a little more juice when they're with their friends, when they're with a group, right? He's got the confidence. He's got the you don't know. And my concern, and Carmelo didn't know, how bad could this get? This could have gotten very bad. This could have been, if not for Carmelo defending himself, this could have been a hate crime. Okay, let's imagine we learn what we know about Austin, and Austin is the one that puts Carmelo down. And we know he's writing KKK on the walls and all this stuff. Talk about a freaking hate crime here.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? If Austin actually was able to, and Hunter, and the other two friends, we ain't gonna forget about Hunter, because they both confronted Carmelo Anthony, and there was a lot of people putting their hands on Carmelo Anthony, and he's gonna say this too. But if, and I said this multiple times, if they would have got their way with Carmelo Anthony, we would be singing a different tune, and those boys would have been hit with hate crime. But now we know with how deep it goes in Collins County, they probably would have got somebody like Javon in the Nolan's Well case and said, or whoever said they don't believe that it's a race issue. Well, maybe they would have looked for one of them black friends that was under the tent, and said, no, it wasn't a race issue. And even the witnesses now know who them Austin Metcalf twins were. And even they lied. Yeah, they lied. Lord have mercy. Thank you for that, cutie pie.
It really, and that's my concern, because the video has no audio, and I've said this before with you, it's not just what you say to someone, it's how you say it. If he relate a message in a way that's very condescending, very overbearing, very, know your place, boy, you don't know what kind of reaction Austin intended to have on Carmelo, and then things move very fast. You and I, we could watch the tape again and again, fast forward, rewind, fast forward, still frame. Carmelo's in the moment. Fists are flying. Violence is occurring. And I go back to the bleachers are inherently dangerous battleground. Carmelo tripped trying to escape. You hit the head on the concrete, you got a problem. You got a real problem. Okay? So this could have been so bad for Karmelo in so many different ways. Okay, you have multiple assailants coming on to him. For what? For the sin of being there?
Oh Lord.
That, you know, when you play that really to me expands the reasonableness of Karmelo feeling this imminent threat, this imminent fatal threat. You know, clearly it was not that safe for him to get away, because when he tried to, he had to go up and around and down, leave his stuff. They chase after him. Okay. There was a lot to this. So, yeah, I think it's Austin's stuff that really calls into, is he the victim that the prosecution wants you to think he is?
Nope.
No, he's not.
Y'all see this lawyer?
He has an issue with other races and has no problem getting physical about it. Okay? You don't know where that goes. And if history's taught us anything, it doesn't go anywhere good.
It's also been reported that Karmelo witnessed at least one incident where Austin and his brother jumped somebody.
Do you see, even this lawyer has went back and started digging? This lawyer, like I said, was 50-50 or 40-60 on Karmelo Anthony's side. Even he is tuned in. Do y'all see how now engaged he is in the Karmelo Anthony case? When we see him before, he was laid back, you know, non-expressive on the face, just had a plain, like a poker face. Do you see now how involved he's talking about this case now? Oh, man. Ooh. Even he know, oh, my gosh.
So that means that's in the back of his mind. He's thinking that, man, I see what these dudes capable of doing. I can't let that happen to me. Also, Karmelo had epilepsy. You know, he have epilepsy.
So, I did not know that.
Yeah, he has epilepsy. So, you know, that's a situation where, you know, any little situation, I mean, he could lose his life, you know, with any type of injury. He could easily lose his life. So, you know, there's so much at play here, fam, and it's just so clear to me, man, that this boy was railroaded. It was just so clear. It's not even up for discussion. It's so clear. And the people that want to sit there and argue about it, I already know what time it is. I know where they're coming from. But
listen, so that was all the videos. That's all the clips I got of the video. So please go support Willie D. The video is over 1 hour and 22 minutes long, and I think I got about 15 more minutes on here before I got to get ready for my new live. But Bestas, man. Let me go ahead and do this right here. You right there, worse than Chucky. Oh, what's up, Will L? Will L, see, you back now? You back? Will L, what's going on, Will L? Yes, Chuckies. That's the best thing that I could think about, because they was terror. Chucky had nothing good about him. That's the best thing that I could do. And it seemed like Chucky, you know, that man, we ain't gonna talk about the spiritual aspect of the Chucky doll. But they ain't nothing but demon and terror and wickedness. And you had two of them, but I'm gonna let it go. I hope the charge be brought against Hannah. Listen, somebody's gonna get hit with that multi-selling. Somebody is gonna get hit with that multi-selling. Once the appealing court look at that video, not only is it going to show the innocence of Karmelo Anthony action, that he actually was defending himself, it's actually going to show what happened under that tent. Hey, let's go back to the celebration. I said, why they're not celebrating in Texas? Isn't it odd? After Karmelo Anthony wrongfully conviction, it even was the U.S. Representative Pat Fallon. Remember when he got on Fox News? Have y'all heard from Pat Fallon now? Oh, you know he ain't, because the defense attorney and the judge has preserved that evidence, the crystal clear original video. That's why they ain't talking. Oh, whoever they was trying to protect in that video, the appellate court is going to see it. Oh, no, not the appellate court. Karmelo Anthony Russell Wilson team is about to. Oh, no. And I'm pretty sure it is something in law that says when a trial goes before it goes submitted to an appellate panel, which would be, it has to be in something Texas law where an appeal can get accelerated because of new evidence that shows that the defendant is actually in it. It gotta be. I gotta look for it, y'all. I gotta look for it. But y'all know what it is. Something out there. I just gotta put my hands on it, y'all. But guess who do know about it? Russell Wilson. Guess who else know about it? Justin Moore. Guess who else know about it? Sean Deradiva, and them other three lawyers, Michael Ware, and Brooke Claus. Guess who else know about it? Collins County, John Roach, and the prosecutor, Bill Wirskye, and KG and Ken Paxton. That's why they quiet. Oh my God. Are they saying, oh my God, are they finna execute? I need to find it. I gotta find it. I gotta go. If it ain't in Texas, it gotta be a U.S. Supreme Court. I gotta find it. I need to go out. I gotta go start hitting some people up behind the scenes. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Now, see, this lawyer right here, he don't know as much as we know, and we the lay people. He don't know about the transcripts we've been going over. Once they start pulling back this onion, what? And the prosecution said they pieced the story together? What? I don't see it. I don't see it. Hunter will struggle to find where, because everybody know his name, everybody know his face. Everybody know his name, everybody know his face. Oh my gosh, is Hunter really Hunter? Just heard you say, yeah, Hunter is Kate. Yeah. Now, if they put their hands on their mother, it's gonna be easy to lay with the other one's girlfriend. If somebody can put their hands on their mother, they can do anything. I don't put nothing past them. If you can put your hands on your mother or your parent, your daddy, laying with his brother's girlfriend is nothing. Say it, Tony. Right. Hey, how you doing, Meet Elite? Which twins is it? Dang, I don't know which question it is. Neither the bay is it. She's pregnant, but it's not from them. I heard some where they broke up prior to his death. Willie D is exonerated. I was concerned as to why he kept inviting this attorney to the bar. Willie D always got an A+ in my book. It's just this lawyer right here always had an F. And what's the other one named? Dennis Sperling. Ooh, F negative. Ooh, no. They were all simply together. God dang. Said Tony, it's us. Come on with it. Thank you, Tony Talks Knowledge and Wisdom. What's up, Jackie? All us again. Say that thing. Against all odds. Yeah. What's up, 420? You know we got a game. We know we got a game short next. And for all of the investors, please, I know even if you don't like football, please, just come back around between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Just chime in and stay for about 10 minutes. Please. Because the algorithm must have forgot that I started this channel on football, NFL. So just come in and drop in and say hello and stay for 10 minutes. Now that I definitely would like your view, please. And your like on my NFL, please. On my NFL videos, please come in and join and hit like button and just stay for about 10 minutes. I'm definitely begging for that because I definitely like reporting on NFL too. And the algorithm, they're not pushing out my Shedeur Sanders NFL video. So that is one big ask. Please. Anytime I go on live speaking about Shedeur Sanders, because actually, believe it or not, the only reason I started this channel was for the injustice that Shedeur Sanders encountered last year. That's the only reason I'm here, believe it or not. And I never knew that God would move me into this direction. So I still cover Shedeur Sanders because he's still facing injustices in the NFL. And I know it's a sport, but they robbed him too. They got him in a grave. They got him sealed up. They talking still bad about him. They still doing him wrong over there. So please, if I've never asked you for nothing else, just come in for my Shedeur Sanders NFL videos and just say, hey, Tony, I'm here for 10 minutes and I'm gone. I don't do sports, but I'm here to support you. That is the support I really want to. I appreciate
going one way and we look at him like,
what's up here, Bunny? Yes, they say the fellow Rusell looks like he put people in jail. Hey, let's not forget what Dwayne said. Dwayne said, Remember, Texas got quiet when the Dream Team was announced, and they said Texas AG Ken Paxton is the one that picked up the phone and called down Collin County, give him everything he wants. He put people in jail. I said, what? I said, well, hold on. I said, what? Okay, then I gotta let y'all go. Gosh. Oh, it'd be so good, investors. Y'all just spoiled me. Look, Russell Wilson is a highly experienced, now this is just a summary based off AI, right? Russell Wilson is a highly experienced Dallas-based attorney specialized in criminal defense, civil rights, and legal malpractice. Now remember, Karmelo Anthony and his family at this time, when it was announced, the Dream Team, they was just in shambles. And we still, I know it came out that Lee Merrick is the one that assembled this team, but what did they know? What information was they getting on the ground? Like, hey, and 6 highly educated, specialized lawyers came out of the darkness and said, pro bono. Legal malpractice, pro bono. We're talking about all of these lawyers, put the tab together. 6, we're probably talking about $2 million, $3 million, and they said pro bono. And they say God ain't real. Pro bono. Now, people don't know what's going on. Russell Wilson is a seasoned lawyer with over 30 years of experience, board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal, specialized since 2003. AG Ken Paxton, give him what he want. Collins County, this ain't the one, give him what he want. Russell Wilson, give him what he want. Well, please. College law has built a reputation of excellence in both trial and appellate court. He practiced focus on criminal defense, civil rights, and legal malpractice. There go that word again, legal malpractice. There you go, legal malpractice. Serving details in both states. And you mean to tell me federal courts? Hold on, whoa. You mean to tell me Russell Wilson has experience and know people in federal court level? Is that why Texas Representative Pat Fallon got very, very quiet after his rant and rave and unhinged behavior on Fox News after Karmelo Anthony was found wrongfully convicted? He's still silent. Is Representative Fallon still alive? Because he's still silent. What? Conviction Integrity Unit leadership in 2011. We're talking about 15 years ago. Wilson was appointed by the Dallas District Attorney to direct the Conviction Integrity Unit. Ken Paxton, give him what he wants. Overseeing reviews of wrongful conviction. You mean to tell me Karmelo Anthony already got the man on the case that does this for the whole entire state of Texas? See, when they came over here laughing at us and picking, right, and they wanted to try to get us out of our feelings, see, we already knew who the legal team was. They never read up on Russell Wilson. Karmelo Anthony already got a buffet of highly specialized. Karmelo Anthony team is led by the man that was appointed by Dallas District Attorney to direct, at the top, direct Conviction of Integrity Unit, overseeing the reviews of wrongful convictions and what? Russell Williams does whoa. And contributing to the exoneration of multiple individuals. You mean to tell me Karmelo Anthony, lead attorney, has already worked on cases of multiple individuals where exonerated? You mean to tell me Karmelo Anthony already got this man? Karmelo Anthony already got this man. And like one of the investors has already said, and like I said, with them, all they had to do was grant Karmelo Anthony a new trial. So you mean to tell me Russell Wilson, who is a red-blooded American man. He went all the way down to Collins County, had crossed his crossed his T's and dotted his I's. And you're gonna deny my client a motion for a new trial? And like you said before, it really has become a little personal for Russell Wilson. Even Russell Wilson's like, do they know who they just messed with? Russell Wilson is probably still like, do they know who they just messed with? Oh, they know. Even this lawyer right here, I don't know if you heard it, he gave Russell Wilson a 10 out of 10. He said, I give Russell Wilson a 10 out of 10. Go back and watch the Willie D video. He gave Russell Wilson a 10 out of 10. So everybody that we on heard, and the coons, they talk about Karmelo Anthony being this serial killer and all the legal team, they don't even know who Russell Wilson is. Everybody said that Russell Wilson chopped up the defense like chopped liver. And this defense attorney gave him a 10 out of 10. What did Sister Thelma Anderson say? What Russell Wilson did in that courtroom needs to be studied. And you don't think, and this is my last point, and you don't think Russell Wilson, with this particular resume right here, don't know how to get Karmelo Anthony appeal packet accelerated because of the egregiousness. Let's put all this is what happened to him in Collins County. You don't think that this particular man right here don't know how to get Karmelo Anthony case reviewed at an accelerated rate by law? Of course, we're not talking about special favors. We're talking about by law. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's 7 o'clock. Get out of here. What else did he do? Whoa. Special Fields Bureau Chief. You mean to tell me Russell Wilson also does this? He supervised appellate and writ sectors, civil rights prosecution, and public integrity case involving officer-involved incidences and misconduct investigations. God, this is our in Texas. So Texas has a modern day Johnny Cochran. God dang, I ain't know this. Private practice, okay, after his tenure at the DA's office, you know he still got those networks and connections. He returned to private practice, continuing to represent clients in complex criminal and civil matters. Man, y'all, listen, all we got to do back and sit back and let him do what he needs to do behind the scenes while we continue to talk and go to social media and still say, free Karmelo Anthony, free Karmelo Anthony, free Karmelo Anthony, free Karmelo Anthony. All we got to do is we only have one job. Listen, and this is the easiest job. All we got to do is for any content creator that is still screaming free Karmelo Anthony, like the video, share the video, drop a comment. That is the only thing God wants the Black community to do. Don't forget about Karmelo Anthony, because guess what? The laws that are going to be created and drafted and concrete and submitted with his name on it is going to help us. Our kids, our grandkids, our sisters, our brothers, everybody in our family, even the future generations. Man, let me go, y'all. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. You know the definition of fairness. These demons don't know the meaning of fairness. Yes. Auto notification. Oh yeah, y'all, please check y'all notification. Make sure it says all. Make sure it says all, okay? Miss Tony, I believe Roach wife handled the one and the same. one and the same to me. Come on with it. Let's see here. These people rather deal with the dog. It's okay though. It's okay. Tony, that's right. It's okay. I just said it. Russell Wilson got that Johnny Cochran. Just said it. Didn't I say Texas got that modern day Johnny Cochran? And you all said this 30 minutes ago. Listen, if they call us crazy for still talking about Karmelo Anthony, just let us sit in our corner and talk to ourselves and have fun, because we know what's coming down the line. Trust me. And they know too. That's why they are backed up. Even mainstream media are backed up. And don't let these big countries, these big media outlets fool you now, because they even have their own sector of legal teams, right, to represent the country, their companies, right? Even the news outlets. And I'm pretty sure they'll say, hey, back up. Back up. Y'all don't know what, You don't even hear that mainstream media no more talk about it, but hey, they only go off the trends too. The people don't care nothing about the truth. Still looking to think Hard should be losing retirement. Well, eventually, trust me, with this resume right here, listen, he may get it, but I don't know if he gonna keep it. Once they get finished with, in order of whatever legal precedents, hey, trust me, it will be addressed. It will be addressed. He may start to get it, but he may not. He ain't gonna keep it once the truth come out. They showed us how dirty they are. The audacity. Welcome to the game. They lied. Start thinking that we're dealing with rational. You're right about that. You're right about that. Looks like I was never gonna rest in peace. God is power. They can't stop it. Come on with it. Come on with it. Your live last night was off the chain. So much enlightened details. Thank you, Tony Talks Friends. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When they say the Lord can show you better than I can, trust true vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it. Russell Williams, Dallas County Magic. Ooh-wee. Come on. Conscience burning like fire. Well, yes. They can't be getting no good sleep from all the dirt. No. Innocent too? Innocent? It's this lady named Bertha Gamma made a post stating that she heard Austin's voice on the C-tow call. He admitted to being racist and said Karmelo is innocent and needs to be entered into the court. In the C-tow call? Isn't that the Nolan Wells? Oh, I got you. Hold on. I'm sorry. God dang. Hold on. Gotcha. It is this lady named Bertha Gamma made a post stating that she heard Austin's voice. I did read that right. On the C-tow call? That's the Nolan Wells case, right? Okay. What a terrible here we go. What a terrible web we weave when we practice to deceive. Lord have mercy. That's what I said. Austin voice on the C-tow call. She running. Yes, that is true too. That's true. Don't forget about Eddie. That's right. Let's not forget about Eddie. Eddie was only what? 140 pounds himself. He probably looking like Warren right now. Eddie Parra. Yeah. The whole entire event is a hate crime. And now since they attacked Karmelo Anthony, it definitely should be a hate crime against Karmelo Anthony. Oh, yes. Oh, let's see him. God dang it. Oh, Lord, you're so welcome, Wild L. And thank you for realizing what I was saying. Thank you so much. Beautiful he or she. I don't know if you're male or female, but man or woman. But thank you so much. Thank you, babe. I will be that Tony. I'll be over there with the questions. Okay. Good live tonight. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Let's see. If don't stop. Thelma was advocating behind the scene. God is good. Come on with it. Come on. Sales invested millions on their team. Shirley, I just read it, Shirley. Okay, 3 more minutes, y'all. I just read it. God dang, man. Have no respect. This is not that audience. We talking about law over here. And if you come over to the other one, I'm going to block you too. God dang. Russell was Yeah, bad man in Texas. Come on with it. Russell look like a genius. I bet he can big, thick. Russell Wilson's the GOAT. He playing chess. He never played checkers. Come on with it. Come on with it. You good. I bet he can read. Oh, thick books in a minute. You good. That Russell Wilson cook. Mr. Wilson. Ooh. And you know, it's a little bit of fire under him. You denied my client a motion for a new trial after all of this, man. The man knows what's going on and what time it is. Come on with it. What's up, Sherry Strange? Need to start his own law school. Hey, you go again. God, let me get you out of here. This is not the channel, Lord. Another one, Vesters, if y'all see these people putting clicks in here for the game ain't even started yet. True freedom and justice for Karmelo. Amen, amen. I'm so furious of them like pumping ship like they can't be tested. I'm so furious. Okay, the jumping ship got you. Hey, how you doing, Patricia? We about to get out. Please check the replay, sweetie. How you doing? I'm happy that Karmelo lost the appeal for the new trial in Collins County. Now he's going to get the new trial in Dallas County. Come on with it. Right. Inquiries and confidence shell ours is our strength. Yes. How you doing, Greater Coming? Yes. It's very quiet now. It's like they feel something coming. I'm trying to tell you. I just ain't talking just to talk. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing, boys? Travel. Remember, when you ask for justice, true justice may not be what you have in mind. You're right about that. You're right about it, because what the appeal court is about to do with his case, Collins County could never. What you said, Tony? What the Fifth Court of Texas is about to do with Karmelo Anthony case, the Collins County could never. Even if they granted him a new trial, could never do what the appeals case is about to do to Texas and Collin County. They could never. Now they thinking about it. Damn, we should have just gave him a new trial and still orchestrated something else behind the scenes. How would they be there, Miss Tony? Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm blessed to have y'all too, Vestas. It's two-way. I'm a man. Okay, you a man? I'm a man for the West, sir. Chi-Town. All right. All right, Chi-Town. I'm pressing the hearts. Gonna get the algorithms up. Thank you so much. Exactly. I'm glad that his appeal is in Dallas, where Rusell has been loyal for years. Yes. Thank you. Okay, I got 1 minute. I'm sniping. Thank you, 420. I'll see you again shortly. The law has not, but guess what? A time, just because it's never been, that doesn't mean it will not change in our favor. And this is the time. All we got to do is keep pushing. And I ain't selling rainbow dreams over here and unicorns and all of that. All we got to do is keep pushing. Yes, ma'am, Tony, I should be vested up, gang. When Karmelo gets out, I hope he become another Rusell. Oh, I'm pretty sure he probably will be hired. I can see that. The quiet before the storm. Nikki, you're right about that. The quiet before the storm. The quiet before Russell Wilson's storm. Can you smell what Russell Wilson and the team is cooking? Y'all showing out over here. There we go. That's what they get for being so low down. Facts. I would support you. Thank you so much. 1 more minute. Only got one more left. Then I got to get ready for the new live, because Karmelo's Anthony testimony was not have validated that agreement. Oh, because Karmelo's Anthony testimony would not have violated the agreement. Well, according to the prosecution, they would. All Karmelo could have testified to was he was feeling and thinking that they didn't even want that in consideration. They didn't want him to take the stands. Not at all. Because you know what? They'll see what the young man that he was. He was an excellent young man, and that would put the doubt of the people in the courtroom, and they couldn't risk that. All the work they had did to set him up, even the medical examiner, they couldn't risk that. Thank you so much. 1 Corinthians 9, 24, 20, 27. Thank you so much, 420. And don't forget, anytime we on live, drop your favorite verses. Trust me. Karmelo will become an amazing lawyer too, on lawful convictions. Facts. I was thinking, did Chitty deny knowing he would get Karmelo case out of? Well, you never know. I wish he would have gave, but he'll never say it. We'll never know. You have a great memory. I try, honey. I try. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2 is Karmelo Anthony free him. And will always give me the benefit of the doubt. You should know me. You should know me by now. Give me the benefit of the doubt. This is why we need to build our own system by voting this one. Yes. What's up, Cindy? Yes. Free Karmelo, sincere Anthony right now. All right, Vessels, I got 30 minutes to change over everything. So I will see you, okay? Tomorrow, they would not be allowed. That's why I did this live. So hopefully it satisfies your taste buds for tomorrow. I have to travel back home tomorrow, but Saturday morning, Just look for the notifications, okay? Look for the notifications. Over the altercation. See, nobody ain't talking about that. You're right. The altercation over there with the female cheerleaders, female somebody, over the altercation at Stanley Middle School early that morning when the school had to call the cops on Hunter for bullying the kid. That can see what I'm saying? Nobody ain't said nothing about that. But his defense attorney got all that now, all that in a bag of chips. Okay, what's up, Cutie Pie? All right, Cutie Pie. He only had 10 minutes. Facts. Oh, they catching. Okay, they catching up. Okay, they catching up. They catching up. All right, Vestas. I'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you so much, Vestas. Russell Wilson, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Russell Wilson. Thank you. And let's not forget to say a prayer and thanks God for all of the legal people that is working for Karmelo Anthony and his family behind the scenes, legally and outside of the courtroom. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Patricia. All right, Vestas, I'm gone. Okay. All right.